the heck? I thought you fell in. You stole my spot. Alright, cast fishing over here at the Cattails. The sun pointing right at us. Gonna try my go-to river jig out here. Just getting blown around out there, and then we end up in the weeds. So we're back to the front of the lake after walking all the way around and having no success. Or could that whole thing have been a waste of time in the front? Could be the spot. Got the wind at our back, so that's a plus. I see a bobber floating around out there. I really like to get that because I didn't bring my bobbers. It'd be perfect for a bobber right now. With this, with these ripples, I mean, I have to do it the hard way with this jig, this spinner jig I got. Where'd that land? Picking up weeds. That's the problem. Just gonna try this area over here. Maybe we'll be better off just reeling it in instead of trying to jig this thing with this wind. A lot easier than trying to fight that wind. Check real quick just to make sure I don't have a bobber, because this would really work nicely right here. Don't have one in there. Alright, so it still seems like we have the wind at our back. Try this front area here. See if I can get something to hit this thing. Got some weeds on there. Looks like we're pretty much just waiting for the night bite at this point, if there's going to be one. Didn't get anything all day. If I could hook that bobber out there, that'd be nice. Damn, my line. The wind just screws up your line when it comes flying out. Just gotta reel it in, make sure it's not screwed up. I was within a couple feet of that bobber out there, I think, on that cast. I'm right behind. I was right behind it. If I could grab the line that's connected to it, I could just pull that bobber in. I have to assume there's a snag out there, and that's how that bobber got caught out there. This might be what we end up doing tonight, is trying to get that bobber. I went right over the top of it. A little to the right. I'm in some weeds there. That's probably what that bobber got hung up on. Nice weed bed there. Those sticker weeds, not the algae. Just take some pot shots at that bobber out there. If I can get near it. That's pretty far out there to try and snag that line though. To the left. That is a good area, so I'm not like wasting my time throwing it out there. Right behind it. Let's see if I hook it. I did. I got it. that is fishing. Oh, that's a slip bobber. I hate that kind. With the bead and everything. I don't want that kind of bobber. Oh man, I wish it was the other kind of bobber. I don't want to hook all that up. We caught a bobber. Some skilled casting there. A slip bobber. I'll keep it. It was in a nice weed bed out there, so it was definitely snagged. I don't think there was a hook attached to it. I think it broke off, and then it was just floating on its own. Whoever was fishing with it just had to break it off, and then it was a floater. Okay, we're still at it. Do a quick coyote check. Sun is still a little effect back there. We're on the night bite. There's a muskrat. Is that a tail I see? There's a little blip in the water right there. I don't think that's a beaver. It's gotta be a muskrat. It's my first blip in the water. Really trying to vertical jig this thing right now. Trying to give it some action. Using our weedless spinner jig with a twister tail on it. Pretty much how it came in the package. Just drop it a few seconds. It's pretty shallow out there. Give this thing some pops. Now we got in the weeds. Got in a nice thick weed bed. Not the algae weeds, the better weeds. Let's try right in front here. Trying to work on my vertical jigging technique here with the left hand. Trying to pop it through those weeds and rocks. I'm right-handed, but I like reeling with my right hand, so I hold the pole with my left. Just seems like a more natural way for me than reeling with my offhand. Feels weird to me. But then it's a little harder to do stuff with my offhand because it doesn't feel natural when I'm trying to jig and stuff. Feels kind of awkward. Okay, we're definitely on the night bite, so I don't think the fish realize that though. Got some weeds on here. Let's try just reeling this thing in for that twister tail action. I could have swore I had a fish there hidden. That really felt like a fish. But it looks like I just hooked a bunch of weeds. Just gonna try reeling this thing. Felt like weeds. No, we're good. Can move a little to our right here. And I got a loop in my line here on my spool. Let's see if I can get that off. It's still there. That's the problem with fishing in the wind. Yeah, see, I can keep out of the weeds if I just reel this thing in. Let that twister tail do its thing. Nothing else seems to work, so Try and keep it out of the weeds and hope something wants to chase that twister tail. I think we're probably going to wrap this up pretty soon though, because I think you get half an hour after sunset to fish in here, and I don't know when. I assume that was sunset. The wind's dying down. Yeah, I think that's going to be a wrap. Not much else we can do here. We did what we could. We caught a bobber. Pretty good accuracy on the cast to snag a bobber that was floating out there. That'll pretty much be the highlight of this video. No coyotes coming to visit today. That's going to be a wrap.